Well, we might as well call the meeting to order. It's 1 o'clock. July 8th, 2016. Stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. John.
Here.
Dale.
Here.
Ron.
Here.
John. Rose here. Any additions or corrections to the agenda as presented?
Well, maybe if we could have time to get this printed, we need a profit and loss if we need it printed here in order to see where we're at. That's what we need.
You have one?
Isn't that right, Troy? In order to see debits,
I
credits,
wasn't-
and balances?
I wasn't making much sense out of that.
No. Well, I mean, you can if you went through and individually found the
If you go into
liability.
the expense report, the budget line, that's what you budgeted for, and then the balance, that's what's left. I make sense
Okay,
of the
where's-
expense and revenue. This is what we budgeted for this report. This is what you budgeted for. This is what's left. This is the percentage of the budget that's
Okay,
left.
so this of the total budget and this.
Yep. This is what the total budget was.
And
and
this should be percent here, is 46%.
correct.
Spent or remaining?
Remaining.
Okay.
Or no, spent. Yep, spent. Because that's how much of this is spent, yep.
So we got 23.
This bottom corner one's a percentage?
Yep.
Right.
$23,900 are budgeted.
Yep.
$11,000 have been spent.
No, 12,865.
No, that's what, this has been spent, this is what's remaining.
Oh. Spent,
The difference is what's left, right?
Correct.
remain, okay.
Okay.
And then 46%. So anything.
And that's without revenue, that's why this is the expense report, then the revenue, you have a revenue report.
So 63.25% of that budget is remaining spent.
Yes.
And they should be around 50% if they're,
If we have one,
If they're not
60%, if we have one above 50, it
Oh, they're
calls
above.
into question, right?
unless it's a seasonal one-time deal or something.
Well, but the revenue isn't in here.
But it shouldn't.
The revenue is on your other revenue report, but yeah, absolutely.
But that should only matter on an in and out account.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else on the,
It was operated on my part.
That's okay.
are there any in here that aren't in the backup?
Yep, these two are. But you're still doing the agenda. Thank you.
Anybody see anything on the agenda? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Ron to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Move on to the minutes from the June 17th meeting. Anybody see any additions or corrections to the minutes from this June's? Seventeenth minute.
I'd move to approve the June 17th minutes and dispense with the reading.
Been moved by Sean to accept the minutes from the 17th of June meeting as presented and dispense with the reading. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Bills, pages 2 and 3.
We do have two, that there is a correction on the Town and Country, for, I think it's $17. We did get a credit, so now it should only be $15.90. And we also got our state fire and tornado insurance that we would like to get approved as well. That'll come out of general insurance premium for $1,991.63.
What's that for?
That is for insurance on tractors, anything that our local insurer, or no, this is for anything that's in the courthouse, in the EOC, like,
Contents.
right.
Look at the bottom of page 4 of the bill, it was like 84,697. Is that showing as a negative number?
Correct. And that's because we have paid CMC District, their amount, they don't have a budget. We don't have it in Dakota program as they have a budget. It's just whatever taxes come in for them, we give it out.
Okay.
It's just like JDA, when we get money, taxes for JDA, from back taxes or anything like that, they just go out. We don't have a budget in the system for them.
And that negative 84,000 doesn't really signify anything.
No.
Well, that's the amount that they've been paid for this.
But not through the county assessing system, assessing all of their own.
Okay.
Whatever-
Just like the
whatever
school,
they-
we're just a collection.
Collection agency.
Right,
yeah.
right,
Or the
right.
city.
Yep, correct.
Is the ambulance the same thing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Pearson version also.
We levied for the Cooperstown ambulance though.
Right. We just don't have it in the system that they have a budget amount. Like, we taxed for it, but it's just not in,
Oh,
like, saying that there's a set amount.
wouldn't their budget be the same as all the others? Well, we levy for them and set their budget. I don't see why they would be different than any other entity that we levy for and set their budget for.
I guess we just don't put it in because whatever money we get for them is just gonna go right out. It's not that we have to separate that, I guess.
They, see if I get this right. They have, the Cooperstown ambulance has a, is it a 1 mil or levy? And that's spread over the area that they serve, which is not inclusive of Griggs County. So,
Oh, sure, that's a district.
it's a district.
Okay.
So in order for us to budget and budget time for the amount that they're gonna receive, we we wouldn't know the value of the land that the district. I think that's why it's done that way. Not saying it can't be done,
Yeah.
that we can't put it into a budget, I think we should.
Garrison must not be either. It's my-
No, Garrison we took that off because that's all one of its own. But you see, if we put it into a county budget, the ambulance, for instance, I think there's a little corner down in southeastern Griggs County that isn't even taxed, isn't that correct?
No, I'm not sure.
I think so, but maybe not. Maybe all of Griggs County is, but I think there's maybe a little bit, it doesn't fall within that district.
Yeah, 'cause we get.
Oh, well, there's quite a bit that doesn't fall into into the Cooperstown district if you go towards Finley or Netta or.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
And so that's why it would be confusing if we put it into an assessment, a levy of strictly Griggs County.
It would get as complicated as the school districts.
Not as complicated as they're really can't.
I heard things are heating up in the Benton City area, Mid-Coda district. Folks want to build a $6 million school
That was,
for 40 kids.
I guess so, it didn't make it on the ballot yet, but I think that's what they're working on.
Send them to private school.
Well,
Cheaper.
Glenfield is a half hour from here and a half hour from Carrington. Be less than a half an hour to that women's school.
What the heck is 6 million divided by 40? I gotta figure out.
What's that?
What is 6 million divided by 40 kids?
125,000.
Per kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
150, right?
Yeah.
All right, give or take 25,000.
You weren't counting. They're bucks.
It's a rounding.
I looked on North Dakota Department of Education website yesterday, and it has the populations of the school districts, you know, and Mid-Coda was like 41 kids, 9 through 12, and that's all it was to that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Any other questions on the bills?
And move to approve the bills as presented with the addition of insurance premium and
The correction of the
correction of the credit.
Been moved by Sean to approve the bills as presented with the addition of the insurance premium and the correction of the town and country bill. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Sean? Troy votes aye. Motion carries. Monthly office reports. Anybody have any questions on the monthly office reports? Motion to approve the monthly office report.
So moved.
Moved by John to approve the monthly office report. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dale. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, Wayne and Jake.
We will just turn it over to Jake. He's done a bunch of information on projects and testing for university.
Well, I talked to Tom this morning, and he plans to start graveling the Sutton Road on Tuesday, this following week, so that was good news. As far as graveling projects go, there are 4 reimbursement requests for construction engineering in the packet, and those are for 3 jobs. All the jobs are staked, and we've been doing test samples for Tom for that Sutton Road. So there's a reimbursement request for Highway 3 south of Sutton for $4,643.85. One for Highway 3 north of Highway 200, and that reimbursement request is for $928.89. Highway 15 has a reimbursement request for $399.84, and Highway 10 has a reimbursement request for $965.67. So those will need Troy's signature, and that can go to the DOT, so you guys can get reimbursed for those costs. Culvert project, Midwest is pretty much done with it. They're hoping to be done with it yesterday, but they got all that rain late afternoon, and it was too wet today to finish it, so they're coming back Monday to finish up the slopes. They said the cedars are coming Monday too, so I expect that project to be done on Monday. The first estimate is included in your packet for Midwest, and that is $180,216.99. And that's for everything they did through last Saturday. So all the work they did this week will be on the next estimate.
Did they get rid of that pipe?
They're supposed to be.
Okay.
That'll have to be done before final out the project. I don't know that, I'm not sure where they're taking it, but it's in their scrap place somewhere. Is there any questions on that project? I guess any of you guys went up there and looked at it or seen it?
I stop there just about every day.
Did you?
I go that way. And
It went really good. I mean, they got the box colored in a couple days. Took a while for them to backfill because of different rains and stuff.
well, the material that they bought from Danny backfill with was so dry they had to wet it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just powder. But once they wet it, it really looked like nice stuff.
Yeah, it packed in really tight. We had density testing on all that, and they had no trouble in getting that to pass. So there's a few failing tests, but once they figured out they had to water it, it went really well.
That old pipe was just peppered full of holes. When you drive by there, when it's stacked in the ditch there, it just looks like somebody's been shooting it with a high power. It was really rusty.
Yeah. So yeah, that project went really good. They had the road closed for a total of 9 days, and they're required to keep it under 10 and under. So that was good. And then Tom will be coming through his graveling project sometime soon. So that road should be in pretty good shape.
Did they get up there and tune that road bed up from the south to the highway yesterday?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they better fix that up. You guys better fix that up before they gravel that.
Yeah, I was on it this morning. It was some money spots. I went up and looked at the project, and they had gone through with a cap, and they had ridges on each side. Over there because it was too wet, exposed. But yeah, they'll be bladed before.
Talked to Tom had a few questions on that project this morning, and he was wondering if he could put some gravel down the center of the road so when his trucks start hauling on it, they don't beat it up even worse. He was thinking just use the quantity we had set up, but even if we could put a little extra gravel on that road, I don't think it would hurt it because it looks like there's nothing really there right now. It's mostly clay. So we can talk about that, but
Some places
it might
it
not
was,
hurt.
some places it was pretty hard, and then there was the soft spots where there was dirt.
Well, those trucks that hauled that pipe up there were really heavy. And that crane weighed, what did he tell me? 170,000. And so they really beat that road up.
It was pretty powdery when they pulled it up there, and then we got enough rain, so it kind of got the top back.
But
Underneath it wasn't wet.
they broke up that surface again. That needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So it probably wouldn't hurt to put some gravel on there to drive on. Because they're gonna be heavy too.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of trucks. I think there's like 20-some ton of gravel that'll be going on that road, so that'll be a lot of trucks. So then also in your packet, there's a reimbursement request for that construction estimate and also some engineering. And that is $183,755. So yeah, it'd be nice to have project to be all buttoned up and have Tom come through and finish up the rest of the road. Is there any questions on any of the projects? Anything that's been going on?
So I have a question, did they find the gravel that passed the
Yes.
test?
Yep.
Like Forever did?
No, took quite a few samples, but finally this week we got a few samples that passed the PI test. So they're on the low end. The range is 4 to 12, and one of them was a 4 and one of them was a 6. But
And that's at Howells?
What was that?
Where's that pit?
One of them, the test that was a 6 came out of Retzloff. Got into the center of the pile and that PI dropped big time.
The shale content was the Q2 shale.
Shale's down under 10%. And then the 4 was the Iverson pit. I'm not even sure where that one's at. But he said
Is
that
that
one's,
west of Binford?
that one's
That's
under
pretty
water.
sandy, isn't it?
Yeah, that one had less PI in it. They had to add a lot of clay.
Yeah, flakes.
Yeah. Yeah, but it sounds like they might not even use that pit now because it's underwater from all the rain that they've gotten in the last week.
That'd be good for us if they don't use it.
I wouldn't mind further than we would now.
They have, I haven't got any samples from them yet. I don't think they've even opened the pit.
I haven't been looking at it.
They've done their soil borings before the project was bid, but yeah, that's it. The last I talked to them was earlier this week, and they thought the project is still 3 weeks out. I would assume longer than that since the pit hasn't even been stripped yet. But so yeah, we'll see. I don't think Tom's pretty doubtful that that material is going to be very good, so it'll be interesting to see. I don't know.
And there has been gravel up there, hasn't there? I mean, that many times you did those hills, there'd be gravel. But there's some open Ericsson's, I think.
I think so. But it sounded like Tom talked to John about permission to do that.
You know, one time they took a lot of, there's that big water reservoir back there that was thousands of yards, they could help make a bunch of them down. I don't know where that went, but
They didn't use that on this basis, did they? This stuff?
I mean, you've seen the reservoir, I mean, it's
I would
big,
imagine.
it's the size of a city block, I mean, it's huge.
We're kind of in a quandary ourselves for buying gravel because we don't know what's good enough to put on the road. Because we've got spots like on 11 and stuff where we had problems this spring. Well, put some material back on it that's not going to cause a problem anyway. So, but no, if rust lots don't pass, then it'll be
Yeah, I think they brought in a lot of material when they made that pile. So
got a lot of rock and from Higgins pit and crushed.
Oh, they're processing more gravel now.
yeah, they just opened a new pit at Henstrom, is that right?
Henstrom?
Headstones.
I can't remember if it was Henstrom or Henderson. He told me over the phone, but
Which direction?
I think that's up by Macville.
Oh,
Sounds like they were making that for the Macville road. I could be wrong though. He's giving me so many so many samples that.
Yeah, you tried samples from Hitchens before.
They're not at Howells, are they?
He tested up there, but I don't think he's up there.
I think it's the one that had the really high shale content. So isn't that the one up by Maxwell? And he said they were screening off the shale and adding a bunch of clay. And I know we're testing that one today in the lab, so we'll see what that comes out. It looked like the shale was pretty high in it, so we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, so the pay estimate then, the check to be made out to Midwest Contracting from the county, and then the state will be reimbursing you for that once that reimbursement request is sent in. And you can keep a copy of the fully signed pay estimate.
Okay.
If you want to send a copy of it with, you can, you don't have to. If they want a copy of it, I can send them.
That's
This
this
is the
one,
pay
right?
estimate.
Yes, that's correct. Does that have my signature on it?
Yep.
Okay, yep, that is the pay estimate.
Motion to approve the pay estimate for Midwest Contracting for $180,216.99.
so moved.
Moved by Ron. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Sean. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
Ron? Sean? Troy votes aye. Motion carried. Then we have 5 reimbursement requests to consider. You want to do them one at a time or all at the same time?
We just lump them together. I think, I don't know.
It's the 5 that Jake went over earlier.
Yep.
One for $928, one
Yep.
for $46.43, one for $965.67, one for $399.84, and one for $183,755.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Sean to approve the 5 pay requests presented by Jake. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ron. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale? Aye. Ron? Sean?
Aye.
Troy votes aye. Motion carries. Okay. So is there any other questions for Wayne or Jake? Or is there anything else we need to look at, Jake, today?
I think that's everything I had for you guys. Chip seal is done.
I was thinking Jake and I checked the steel, we found some places where the stuff was peeling off, and I think there was some foreign material, whether when they picked it up out of the pile and they got some mud in there or whatever, and it was just fog sealed over the top of it, then after a while it started peeling off. This was south of Cooperstown. 2.5 miles. Spots there, so then he didn't come back, he came back and swept it off, log sealed it again. And that was where it was kind of thin too. I remember talking about that it looked like it was thinner spots, like the machine wasn't working quite right. And
Yeah.
so he did come back and they sprayed it again.
Once it cured out, it looked like the spray was actually pretty uneven on that 2.5 miles. Once it, because when they shoot it originally, it's just black. But then it cures, and you can really tell where the oil is and where the water evaporated. So, and it sounds like when they came back, I called them and they came back and did it, and the guy said he was having that trouble on the next project too. So they had no problems coming back and spraying it and making sure everything's good to go. So, and that, have the tabs been cut yet? I was gonna look at that today. So basically all that's left on there is they gotta cut all the little tabs that are in the center line. And then that project is done. And I'll bring a letter for you guys to accept it, and then that will get sent to DOT. So,
They cut those tabs?
yep. Yeah, they're required to cut them with a knife. I mean, the plows would take them off, but there's a chance that they would peel some chips with them, so we require them to cut them.
Oh. Anything else?
So,
Anybody have any questions for? Okay. Since you're the 911 coordinator and you're sitting here, you might as well stay here for this next little letter. Did you get that letter? From the Department of Emergency?
yeah, the one that's increasing the
fees,
Fees by 2 cents. Something. I didn't get it, so.
I missed that.
Page 49.
goes into effect next
An emergency.
July.
July 2017, so I just haven't seen it, something through the folder. North Dakota Century Code, Department of Radio evaluates state radio fee structure for 911. Result of this year's fee evaluation process will be instituting a 2-cent increase for 911 services. And that increases it from 42 cents to 44.
No, from 40.
44 to 46 cents
Is that per call or what?
per phone line.
Oh,
Because they just paid, every so often we get a request for, we pay quarterly, the 911 costs, and it's assessed by how many landlines there is and how many wireless cell phones.
So what will that increase our yearly cost?
I don't know offhand, but let's see.
What
Was
is
there
it?
a bill in there for, there should have been a bill in there for today's
Well, roughly 4%, I guess, it'll increase it.
increase of 2 cents.
Yeah, so it should increase at 4%, approximately.
I think we have like 3,000 some phone lines I think we pay for every quarter. So 12,000 times 2 cents.
oh, it's gonna be 46 cents a quarter per phone
Per month that you pay.
Yeah,
or per month?
per month.
You pay $1 per line. Or they collect $1 per
We
line.
collect $1.50 per line. Yeah. Collect $1.50 per line.
The phone company does.
Right.
Yeah.
Phone company takes it off, sends it to us, and we pay the phone company. So MLBC gets $396 a month. Year 2 is $150 a month.
It'll increase at 4%, 4.4%.
It's been a few years ago since they increased it to 44. I don't know what it was before that. It was quite a bit less. And then they went up. They went up. But the good thing is that we are, getting the 150, so we don't have to increase it. Enough there to cover that.
Okay, we don't need to take any action, so.
We could reject it, but it wouldn't do any good.
Yeah. Pretty reasonable cost, I guess, for $1 hour and emergency. Connie was, I've been on vacation off and on during the week. And Connie emailed me yesterday and said that the fellow from the emergency services, North Dakota Emergency Services, had called and wondering about audit for, she had 1931 disasters, I think it's 1981 disasters. And gonna call on Monday. Oh, we haven't completed the last project yet, the Addy Township project hasn't been completed yet. So maybe we can delay it for a while.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Jake.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. Connie.
Well, it's just
Pledging
twice a year you
report?
have to look at the pledges, so I will send them out. Nothing new either, that I know of.
I use Troy as my consultant on this.
So you gotta look at what the balances are actually. Like that 1.4 million, that's the total balance in bank forward then?
Mm-hmm. And theirs is the one we have a pool with, so they're pledged way over 1.4 million.
Oh,
I don't know what the total of the pool is.
well, it's, it's funny, they pledged a whole bunch of municipals. How come they would do that? But it's fine. It's like everybody is over pledged at this point. Okay.
And I don't think there's been a motion on that, so.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on the office report? No? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Red River Basin Commission, is that the next thing on the agenda?
2016 budget review. If you, but whatever.
Didn't we decide last year we weren't participating in that?
That's what I think,
Pretty sure.
Okay, see, that was a fast agenda. See?
What's that?
I have a letter that just needs to be signed that you do not want to donate. I did get a telephone call from him this morning, and
I called him.
yeah, he told me. And he was just wondering if you guys do want them to come and make a presentation to you to say, you know, what they do and how they can benefit the county. And
I called them yesterday. The Red River Basin Commission is not to confused with the Red River Valley Water Supply Project, which is the Garrison Diversion Pipeline. This one here is water quality up and down the Cheyenne River Basin. And there is no levy on this. The letter appears like we are obligated to pay the money, $1,502 budgeted for 2016. It's a charity.
I think we did not pay it last year. didn't we?
Yeah.
I found that out after I scolded them for trying to have Griggs County pay for farmers water.
But I did apologize. And that'll be a future warning in case you wanted to get involved with that.
You said John said I could come and make a presentation, but that he was gonna vote no, so.
It works, that's only 20%.
Their idea is to try to prevent flooding along the Red River by getting people upstream full of water. Is that kind of their focus?
I read their online. I read what their goals are, and it basically it's water quality. And I don't see the benefit in.
I wonder if the
Like, we don't have enough bureaucrats supported by our tax dollars worrying about water quality yet. We have to create new organizations to worry about it.
Yeah, I'll have to say he was considering my temperament. He was very nice.
the water board might have some interaction with these guys.
Yeah,
They're doing something with the Ulan Dam, and these guys might provide part of the funding, if I recall, where they're gathering up the resources.
And it appears like that's too. They would also, this letter I imagine has also been sent to the water board.
If that I would know.
Because it says in North Dakota, the local share is either paid by the county, shared with the Water Resources Board, or paid by the Water Resources Board.
And they might
have it in their budget.
They might have budgeted for it or paying for it, you think?
But he did say that Griggs County had not contributed for a number of years. So I don't know if that meant the Water Resources Board hadn't contributed either, but Griggs County hadn't.
Because they're gonna fix Ulan Dam for some reason, I don't understand. They're getting money from multiple entities.
Who's gonna fix it?
It belongs to the Griggs County Water Resource District. The water board once again.
Why do they want to fix that?
Well, it's needs to be fixed or they have to tear it out.
The biggest question is why did you take ownership of it? And that was that was the wreck.
They're responsible for it.
It wasn't originally Griggs County's. It was turned over.
It had to have been Coors, didn't it?
I don't know the history on it. I just know it wasn't originally Griggs County's.
Well, when I look back in my abstracts, the easement for that thing was given, I think it was to the Conservation Corps.
Well, Corps of Engineers. It would have to be, it was.
I think it was a CCC.
Waters of America, Waters of the United States. The Corps of Engineers would originally had jurisdiction over it.
Right, but I think it was built by the CCC.
Well, it probably was.
I'd have to look, but
Because I questioned what the purpose of the dam was, other than busy work for the CCC.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You know, what function it serves today, and they were talking about the gauge, the river gauge, and that's why they want that dam maintained, so their numbers are.
who's they? The USGS?
Yeah, USGS are the ones.
Then why don't they fix it?
Well, they're organizing them, helping them organize the money. It's not gonna cost the county anything. They're getting all sorts of grants and all of it's like this to.
I like it, because the river is always a fence for me then. Otherwise, it would go empty, you know, and I'd have to build a fence on the other side. But that's probably not a good reason for the taxpayers to spend a bunch of money.
Probably not. But anyway, I know
You
we
could just
own-
buy a postal wire.
I know the Griggs County owns it because the people that did own it didn't even necessarily keep ownership of it, didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So it was just strictly recreational, is what the purpose of it was, for Griggs County.
And I think their intention is to put rocks there so it's not, they're real easy to drown by those because there's such a swirl. And then
Yeah.
the fishy's going to go up if you got rocks.
You mean instead of having that piling, they're gonna fill that with rocks?
I think that's what they do. I don't know what the plan is.
Instead of having it drop over, it would lessen the drop, so it sits on through there.
Yeah.
What? Sure. How come you turn the lights on?
There's a couple in there.
Oh, really? Just looking at the courthouse? Okay, where were we? Budget.
Water River Basin Commission request.
Yeah, I didn't hear a motion, so I moved on to the next budget item, or the next agenda item.
You do want me to send this letter? Say you do not want to donate at this time?
Well, I don't have to vote on
Yeah,
that.
we better vote on that already.
What? I say you're some sort of mind reader.
Well, I promised Jeff I wouldn't influence the decision, so it's better come to you guys.
Is there a motion to send a no thank you letter to the Red River Basin Commission?
I move that we decline Red River Basin Commission's kind request to give them money.
Okay. Been moved by Dale to decline the request for funding from the Red River Basin Commission. Is there a second to the motion?
Absolutely.
Seconded by Sean. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale? Ron? Sean?
Aye.
Troy votes aye. Motion carries. Okay, now we can move on to the budget.
Well, the purpose of this was to try to determine where we're at as far as if we're coming in line with spending as far as the budget goes. So Ron's idea was to look at it 6 months. Pretty easy then to see where we're at. So, unless somebody sees something different, I don't. The only ones that stand out, there's a few that are over. The IT is the most egregious, but I think that's because a couple of those are one-time payments. That's on page 6. It looks like we've spent 60% of that budget. And it's because there was 2 payments, one for $14,000, one for $4,000, that were 95% and 90% respectively. Portion of the budget. I believe those are one yearly payments rather than biannual.
Yeah, I think so too.
So as we go by another quarter, it will
By the end, it'll be in, yeah. The weed budget was the same thing.
Was that Wayne's big chemical purchase? That's what
Yeah,
that
I think
was?
so.
And equipment.
And then we have the historical and the senior citizens and all those that we pay into, but I think it was 1 month ahead pay on them, right? Or 1 quarter ahead pay on that. We made them 3 payments rather than 2.
For senior citizens?
And historical society and things like that. The new courthouse fund is the other one. New courthouse tax increase is the other one, but that's because we made a $125,000 payment. And we've got $26,000 payment left, so we've paid 82%. That one looks right. I don't see anything else.
No, I didn't see anything myself.
All the office ones seem to be in line.
Yeah, I didn't see, I mean, I just checked a couple of them, and the sheriff's budget is sitting at 40% spent. On his hourly wage, he was paying the office deputy, but that's at also at 40%. So he's keeping to his promise to us to keep that under control. I don't see the county general's gonna spend 53.88. That's just a very small fund. That's communication. Yeah, the road department that one's kind of hard to interpret. It's way under, but it can't be that far under. There's a bunch of stuff that has to be paid yet. So. I guess the weed budget, the biggest one we had budgeted for equipment, and that was spent. So that's what really pushed. That was 91% of that money has been spent out of. So it's $6,000 over $33,000 budget. So that's what pushed up.
And nothing will be spent out of it the rest of the year.
It'll just the wages. So it'll straighten itself out. Yeah. Other than in and out funds, and those should be self-correcting.
We budgeted 170,000 in reserve.
Yes. I didn't even look where, I just took the one, how much left of how much it was.
$168,285 left.
Yeah.
We spent $1,700.
That was on a trip to Vegas, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Did you have a conference down there?
Yeah. You guys both up. Got some coffee? No.
Anybody have any questions on the budget? It looks like everything is pretty well
Yep.
in line to me.
I think so. Thank you, Samantha.
Welcome.
Very good.
County time clock.
What, on the county time clock?
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing there is, again, having the hourly employees paid hourly. So if they put in 37 hours on a time sheet, they get paid for 37 hours rather than a 7 hour. And maybe I'm still confused on whether you do that or not, but.
What I do is I get it so that you, kind of show you exactly the method that I use.
Okay. That's probably an inherited method.
Say what?
Did you inherit that method?
Yes. But what I do is it's at five days a week at, for 52 weeks, we get the 37.5. That's for every 2 weeks. That's how many hours Lori would put in, for instance. Then you take that times her hourly wage, in this case I did $10 an hour, and you would get what she would make for, then you would take that times 52 weeks, you get what she would make a year. That's how I budgeted for it. And then what I did was then I took the budget amount, then you take it times the 24, because you get paid 24 times a year, 2 times a month, and then that's what her salary would be. That's,
To put it in simple terms, they take the total amount of hours that are possible to be worked in 1 year, and they take it times the dollar amount per hour, and then if they don't work that hours, if they come up an hour short, it has to be made up either by vacation or sick time.
correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like, to me like the right way to do it would be to take the hours in the timesheet, and if they work 24 or 34 or 44, they get a paycheck based on their hours on the timesheet, but.
Yep, it doesn't matter, that's just the way that we have been doing it, doesn't, I mean, we can switch it.
Well, just,
The way that you're doing it, it appears like they're a salaried employee.
Right.
They're not an hourly employee because you're not using the hours. So I guess the question is, what happens if they come up short, they don't have vacation time or sick time?
Then they would take no pay. Yeah, it would just
So then
deduct.
you would be forced to do it the right way then.
A different,
Right.
a different way.
what,
The only reason why we do it this way is because it makes it one less step in payroll to put in the amount of hours, since she's just gonna, by the end of the year, it's gonna come out the same. Then we just click through, and so that hers is just set. And so then that's one less place that we could make an error, like she worked 17 hours and we put in 15 or something, then we'd have to correct it. It's not a big deal, it's just a different way of.
It seemed logical to me that you would just look at the hours of the timesheets, add them up, and they'd get a check cut based on the hours they worked.
It should come out the same
But, yeah,
unless they have unpaid leave or something. Yeah. I don't know.
What do you want to do, Sam?
It doesn't matter to me.
Well, so you gotta get to be able to make the decision. What do you want to do?
Well, I think it works out, fine now. But if you guys want it done a different way,
You're comfortable with the counties getting the work they pay for?
yes.
Okay, I am too then.
The only thing that I would ever have heartburn over it would be if there was ever an employee issue and somebody claimed that they were working more than the 37.5 hours and we were only paying them this salary, that is the only time I think that we can get in trouble. So you just need to make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, you can't have this hourly employee, the way you've calculated their time is just fine as long as there's no over or under. And if there's over, you need to make sure that you pay them the overtime.
Yep.
That's how you get in trouble doing that.
That's correct.
That's the only thing that I would worry about. So you just need to make sure you're aware of that so it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So 3 years from now, some employee that quit and then was kind of grumpy with whatever happened at the county comes back and sues us and says, I was expected to work more hours and I wasn't in management and I was getting paid a salary and I want my money.
Well, if that's the case, then Ron is correct, and we have to keep time cards, because that's the only way we'll have to document.
Well, they do keep time.
We have time cards.
It's just not a time clock. I mean, they fill out a timesheet.
And then the department head has to sign off on that time
Right.
sheet.
So the department heads just need to make sure that the
Does
hours.
the employee sign the time card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lori does, I know for mine.
Right.
Well, every employee has to sign their time card so that they verify
Yeah,
those
you're
are the
verifying
hours they
that's
put
the
in,
actual
so that
hours.
it guards against what Troy is talking about.
Right, yeah,
And they do, every road worker signs their time.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
And you're real sure they will from here on out.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, that's all I wanted to,
I never thought of that angle, but you're right. That's gets into trouble.
yeah. Primary election city bills.
Every year, well, every election, we bill the cities $200 for doing an election, having their stuff onto our ballots and stuff like that. Is that something you guys would like to continue to do?
They must have made an agreement at some point, we might as well.
Okay.
I would say, what do you guys think?
The county's paying for the election workers.
Right.
Tabulate for the cities. Yeah, try to-
Okay.
Garrison diversion appointment.
Well, there is only one person going to be on the ballot, and it serves no purpose for me anymore to be on as the Garrison version director. I would, and I talked with the presumptive director.
You talked to Nikki?
Yeah,
Did you?
and she was willing to fill
Just step in
so
there.
I would propose that I resign, and that we appoint her the interim director until the election. So I would tender my resignation and make a motion that we nominate Nikki as the interim director.
Do we have to accept his resignation? Do we have to do this in 2 steps?
I don't know.
Well, I should do it that way, then I would turn in my resignation.
I move that we accept John's resignation from the Garrison Conservancy District.
Been moved by Dale to accept John's resignation from the Garrison Conservancy District. Is there a second to the motion? Seconded by Ron. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion
Now
carries.
we can put this whole ethics investigation to rest.
Yeah.
I hope not.
So then I talked with Nikki, and she was willing to be appointed if you guys so desire.
I'll make a motion to appoint Nikki Boot to the Garrison Conservancy District.
It's been moved by Sean that we appoint Nikki Boot to the Garrison Conservancy District position. Is there a second to that motion?
I'd second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. New courthouse, old courthouse.
I have something to report on. On Wednesday, I went over to get the water meter reading, and our alarm is going off. So I did call Electro Watchman to see what was going on, and here there was low pressure in our fire system. So I got it to shut off. I did call Brian. Brian came over and he looked at it all and we called Electro Watchman, or we called Advanced Fire Protection and talked to them. I guess our warranty is up on it. So if we had somebody come out to look at it, we'd have to pay. So I said, just wait, let me talk to the commission. This morning I got another call from Electro Watchman saying that our sprinkler systems were going off over there. So I got into town, had Brian meet me over there, and here he had already known about it and shut off the sprinkler system, or shut off the valve so no water had poured in there. here it was shooting out the side of the building, and the city had, I guess I don't know how far it got, but it was going down by the fairgrounds, so they traced it back to us. They had then called Brian, please shut off the water. We shut it off. And so nothing got damaged over there that we know of, but I need to know what you guys would like to do, to ask me to come look at it, or...
So it was outside the building with the pipe broke?
I don't know what happened. I guess we're thinking there's a small leak in the air compressor or something that's in that room, and that's what was pushing out a bunch of pressure, and then it just... I don't really know.
Could you tell where it was leaking? Or?
Mm-mm. It was like an air pressure leak. It said low air or something on the...
But it was leaking water, you say?
The water was shooting out the side of out of the building. It's not like a leak in the pipe. It was, I guess, too much pressure, and it was just spraying or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know how that... I don't understand how... I don't know what it was.
Like a relief valve or something?
I have no idea.
Did the electrical watchman call us and notify us of the problem?
Yep.
They did?
Yep.
Both problems or just one?
Both problems. The first one went to Wes, and then he was gonna come over and check it out. And then I beat him over there. And then this morning I've already gotten 2 calls today because we haven't reset the signal yet. So I told him, I said, the water's been shut off, please disregard these type of emergencies until I can...
The water shut off to the sprinkler systems?
Correct. All the other water is on, it's just to there.
Water can't build pressure. What?
There's
The
a-
sprinkler system is backed up by air pressure in order to force it through the system.
Oh, really?
So the air compressors...
Power assist.
So the air compressor's been shut off, both main valves have been shut off. But it was Advanced Fire Protection that put that in there.
So there's a bad pressure slip or something?
I don't know. I mean, and
We don't have much choice but to hire.
we don't have any choice but to hire her because it has to be a certified system. But there should be a tag on it, a maintenance tag, and we put it in.
I was trying to look and I texted Bob and he said it should have been Nardini Fire,
Mhm.
but I call it Advanced Fire Protection and
They sold it to us. Nardine probably put it in.
okay. So should I call Advanced Fire or should I call Nardini?
Martine's the maintenance, right? I think that would be the one that...
Call whoever put it in.
Yeah, the contract, we had a contract with Advanced Fire Protection
To monitor it, but
to install it,
you
yeah.
know,
But like I say, it's not under warranty anyway, so.
Well, he said we had a 3-year warranty and it's been past 3 years.
Really?
That's what I was wondering, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just crap been going on that long.
I don't know. Doesn't seem
Well,
like
the
it.
building wasn't even shingled 3 years ago, was it? They started building it in June.
Well, the sprinkler system was just put into service here
A year ago.
A year ago, yeah. Yeah, he finished it a year ago.
Yeah.
So did we buy it 3 years ago and just didn't put it in?
Well, he finished it. He got his last payment a year ago. So, it seemed like that's when the warranty would start, when he finished it. But
He told Brian that our 3-year warranty was up, so that we would have to pay for somebody to come out and...
was that Advanced Fire Protection?
Monday, why don't you give me a number and I'll call them.
Okay.
Anything else on new courthouse, old courthouse?
Yeah,
How about the building authority? Is there documentation here someplace?
Did you get that email? Did everybody get that email that I sent out? That Jamie had me forward to you?
Yeah, but there was no attachments with it, was there?
no.
No. Do we have those?
But there was confirmation that the meeting took place and their resignation and
appointment of the 3 commissioners. And lawyers don't buy.
That's what we got paid to do.
Let's see, where's that? There we go.
Did Moody's call you yesterday? They didn't call looking for some documentation?
Okay, this was sent out July 5th. Gentlemen, attached is the minutes showing the building authority appointment of new members and assigned and reassigned last night. I believe this should be the end of everything. If there's anything else you need from me, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you all for your work in this matter. Tyler Morrow. So, I don't see the, oh here, no, I got it, here's the attachment. Building authority meeting at the Coachman,
I didn't see that either.
6/29/16, 7:05 PM. Bob Johnson moved and Rod Edlin second to appoint John Whitefield, Troy Olson, and Dale Peterson as board members of the Griggs County Building Authority, and that the current board members resign immediately upon passage of this motion. Motion carried, 7:10 PM. So, what's that?
Keith signs it. Former secretary treasurer. Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can start looking for somebody to pour concrete and do the rest of that outside work, or what?
I would think that we would move forward now with putting out bids, putting out notice of bid for the outside concrete work, I would think.
In the dirt work?
Mm-hmm. I'd so move.
Yeah, I mean, we should advertise too, right?
Yeah, we have to advertise it and
And what about the inside then?
well, do we want to do it all in one? Do we want to?
Should almost be two different bids, shouldn't it? Or three.
I got a more second, kill that motion. Call for a
Okay.
second to kill it.
What's that?
Call for a second and then don't wait a second to kill this motion.
Been moved by John to let bids on the outside work on the new courthouse. Is there a second to the motion? Is there a second to the motion? Is there a second to the motion? Seeing none, the motion dies for lack of a second.
Yeah, on the inside, geez, I think there's a couple bathrooms that need ceramic tile, probably more than anything, and then,
Carpet.
yeah, carpet, but I mean, then the plumber has to come in and set all the, if the toilet's there, it should be there, but the plumbing fixtures are supposed to be there.
Oh, they're not, the toilets aren't set over there?
No, not in the judge's bathroom, and I don't think they are in that bathroom in the old state's attorney's office, are they? We might have to look, but I'm sure the judge's toilet, there's nothing in there. I'm pretty sure there's no ceramic tile or paint or anything in there. think.
Right.
But I don't know how to determine the scope of work exactly.
Well, don't you think that's why I'd like to do the outside work first and see what monies, isn't the scope of work gonna be set by the money, the availability of funds?
I suppose.
Well, we could probably finish the courtroom.
What's that?
Probably finish the courtroom.
Yeah, I mean,
Seasonality is gonna dictate finishing the exterior first, I would imagine.
there's approximately, I think, Ron, $175,000 available. Is that about right? Where there was $25,000 left and another 150.
I think that's.
Yeah, then that's without taking into account any reserves left in the 2016 budget as we move forward here. So if you use the 40-some odd thousand dollars that it took to do the outside work and consider that was a third of the project, you could get a rough estimate. It's going to cost between 80 and 100 to finish the rest of the outside work.
On the outside work, we varied from the drawings.
We did.
Well, we put in rock next to the building rather than landscaping, and I imagine we want to continue doing that.
Right.
Concrete instead of asphalt, we probably want to continue.
I would think we want to make it, I mean, you could change it, I mean, but I don't know if that would be, the landscaping just costs more money to maintain the rock space either.
Yeah.
And the concrete is a lot cleaner rather than tracking in that oil into the conduit carpets and things like that, and durable.
And there's no landscaping shown along the east side. Is that just all weeds where it needs something?
I guess I didn't
haven't looked either.
look that close because we
I
weren't.
thought that was just a sidewalk to the street. And the rest of it's just lawn.
I don't think so.
It might have to be planted though.
Well, there has to be sidewalks around over here because there is an east entrance
Well, maybe there's good for it. Well, it looks kind of like
into the social services, so something has to be down there. So I can certainly sit down and look at the drawings and see what, make it conform to what we did and put that into some kind of format where we can offer, where we can advertise it so that people, so that
It's gonna have to be like 4 bids, right? Or 5? Concrete, landscaping, woodwork, carpet, tile, plumbing.
But if we're just going to do the outside,
Heating and cooling.
you're suggesting just the outside.
Well,
For now.
maybe these are just spaced 2 weeks apart. Maybe we just get the one done here and,
But it could probably be one outside bid and have that guy put in the rock and the landscaping. Well, they probably won't want to do landscaping. But
we could bid it that way. If
yeah,
they could basically be a mini general contractor.
yeah, and they can hire a landscaper.
Right, yeah.
Get that part right. But we have to specify just how much landscaping we want them to do.
Right, so the first thing is just, and there's no reason the county can't come and do some of they're gonna split a little scraper, I think, I mean, it isn't that big a deal to do that.
Should probably try to get the advertisement in next week's paper, then. Just, say, just for site work bids. And just say the bid package is available at the auditor's office, even though it's not quite yet. But,
Right, and so you're not always sit on Monday or Tuesday and do that.
yeah, and you have to they're gonna have to set a bid date in the advertisement, I don't think. I don't know if you do or not.
Have to do what?
Set a bid date in the advertisement.
We'll have to set a bid, we'll have to advertise it twice and then have an opening date on the bids.
But does the advertisement have to say bids will be received on August 1st?
Yeah.
Bids will be opened on such and such date.
Do in the auditor's office by such and such a date and open,
Do we need to set that date
But
today?
they can
bring them in right up to the date, right up to the time of opening.
Yeah, that's what we usually do for the roads
Yeah.
stuff.
So, what's the date today?
But July 22nd, that's not gonna be enough time, because that would be
No.
the 15th, and that would be the last day that it would go in, so you guys would have to go on to the August 5th meeting.
Well, you'll get it in the paper. It'll be in the paper on July 15th and July
15th.
22nd.
Correct.
And so.
Does it have to be for 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I don't know.
We could just do 3 weeks just to be safe,
What
because
did we
you
do
would,
before? On the last time?
I could look back.
Okay.
We can do 3 weeks because we're not gonna make it by the 22nd of July anyway, so
Right.
it's gonna be on,
It'd be the 15th,
August
22nd,
meeting.
29th, and you guys would meet on the 5th.
And the bid opening for the 5th, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that would be.
So what am I advertising for?
Well, I've got a sample of the advertisement, I think.
But it's for the outside,
For the
right?
outside work, and we gotta specify it's Davis Bacon, just like.
Yeah, it would mirror the advertisement that we did before. We have that on file? Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got that.
Yeah, I got that somewhere. Well, no, awesome. And this will be advertised as Griggs County, the advertising for, not the road authority.
Yeah.
So do we need that in the form of a motion?
And then, as long as we get one bid, we're fine with it.
I'll have to look at it again, I can't remember exactly. I think that's correct, is if you advertise it and you can't very well go out and put a gun to someone's head and say, yeah.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
and we'll only advertise in the Griggs paper, not the Finley paper or the Carrington paper,
It just says a local paper.
or the state paper, if there is such a thing as a state.
And we can put it on the website also. I mean, the more bids we get, be ready for the better price we can get.
Mhm. Yeah, I think last time we gave them, when we said the work had to be completed within 30 days of us giving them a letter of intent. That's probably pretty rough to put something like that in there, but maybe 60 days.
60 days, I would think.
Yeah, so.
Do we need to spec the black dirt? Can you do that? That junk that A&A hauled in here was just sand out of a drift ridge junk.
I don't know exactly how to do it.
That wasn't even dirt.
Yeah, there must be, yeah, maybe that KLJ guy can help us to write a spec for the proper topsoil. Passing some test or something. Or get rid of it. Because it's all rock, maybe we don't have any dirt.
Run that end, I think there's gonna be quite a bit.
Okay, so we'll have to specify, maybe cut the old dirt out of there and put in new dirt.
Yeah, there might be enough dirt to.
Yeah, it's, well, we'll have to see, I guess.
So the 15th, 22nd, 29th, the opening of the 5th. Yeah. So I would make a motion that we advertise for bids to complete the outside construction work concerning the new courthouse. Advertising to be the 15th, the 22nd, and 29th, bid opening on the 5th, and work completed within 60 days of bid opening.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ron. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Who seconded it?
So
Thank you.
the land is here, and then the bottom of the bridge.
for the inside, I just don't know. I mean, for that ceramic tile, if we take a bid on that separate and the carpet separate,
I think we just do all flooring, but I think in one.
well, that ceramic on the wall, it's
You could do the carpet and the ceramic in the same bid package, I would think, but probably not the heating and cooling and the doors and that kind of stuff,
no.
and the plumbing. That's gonna be a different, I mean, you could do it all in one deal and just have somebody general it too.
Well, here, yeah, I mean, the benefit to having one person bid it is because then they get to go individually to the contractors and bargain with them individually on the price. We can't do that. If we do it one, here's the bid.
Plus, you only have to deal with one entity, then you don't have to deal with every
The
discipline.
downside of it is if you don't get enough bidders and the general puts in a big bid for slush funds, it doesn't worry about the sums, and then we end up paying too much. But we always have the right to reject any and all bids. I mean, that'll be written in all these, I mean, when we advertise it, we have the right to reject any and all bids, so it doesn't matter much. We can put it together and,
Well, there's a lot of real general work too, I think that Scott Fredericks could probably do. I mean, paint this wall here and fix that scratch there, fix that scratch over there, put that ceiling tile back in. And I don't know if we want to write up all that stuff.
well, maybe we'll just have to walk through that. Maybe let's get this other one going and walk through and see what we need, but don't you think it's gonna, a lot of that is construction engineer's estimate of the work that was completed isn't accurate. 90 to 95% of the work has not been completed inside. They were just paid for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of trim work at the courtroom that may or may not be needed. I'm confused on what got done.
But we're not held to any specific standard now.
No, I guess
We
not.
can just go in there and determine what needs to be done based on the money that we have to spend without having to ask the taxpayers for any more than I've already put forward. So if the thing doesn't get completely, if it's not a Taj Mahal, it's not a Taj Mahal.
Mhm.
Um,
But I don't think we need to take bids on that kind of thing. I mean, we could just hire Scott, if we're okay with Scott, to come in and patch here and patch there. And
Repairs, may have to.
yeah, it seems like it would be. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, for repairs, yes, you can hire someone to do it. Is
Setting doors, that's not exactly a repair.
well, let's look at that. Let's have someone look at that.
We got time to think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we did everything last time because we were being heavily scrutinized for what we're doing, and then maybe that's going to be the same thing here.
Well, we didn't get Scott Fredericks and stuff, I don't think. We just asked him. At K&J, we kind of did the same thing, really. We didn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was all bids, so it was, and Bob took care of that, so, and I don't think Bob's going to take care of this part of it, so. I just think we should get it and be done with it. It's always better to err on the side of doing too much rather than doing too little. And certainly so. Do we have the drawings, or are they over in the EOC?
Well, I gave my set to Schultz Mechanical. I should have asked for it back.
The blueprints?
Yeah,
I have the big copies.
all of them?
I have the,
Okay.
yeah.
And I know Bob had some over in EOC.
Yeah, maybe they're still there. Because K&J borrowed them from Bob.
Right.
Unless that's the set that you have.
I have the huge copies.
Was it K&J that gave them to you?
I think I've always had them.
I don't know. So there might be two sets of yours and possibly another one. If needed, I've got I could order more sets.
Yeah.
Anything else on new courthouse, old courthouse? Future business? Anybody else? Anybody have anything they want on the next agenda?
I wanted Rotunda on today's agenda, but he didn't make it, right? Wasn't Harold Rotunda gonna be
He
here?
was supposed to be here.
Was he?
Yeah, he said he was.
Oops.
Well, he's
Maybe
the one.
that's my fault.
He's the one that thought it'd be all right, being never even done.
Yeah, he's the one that said July 8th, no problem.
Okay.
So, I guess future business would be to get him here, and then we're gonna have to start working on the budgets for the next year, so. And I don't know if we can really do that until we got Harold's report. Or can you, are you set to get them all, you know, there's 2 columns of numbers, like what we actually spent 2 years ago and what we spent 1 year ago?
I think so. I think
Have you done it yet? or-
No.
Okay, but it could be.
Have you supplied Harold with the year-end balances for 15? The ending balances?
Yeah, he's got all the
Well,
information.
we need that. Of course, that didn't, last year, that didn't coincide with Harold actually did. So
No, it didn't, but.
but you have to have that verified in order to put those numbers, so we have the ending balances for the budget. So how about have the departments been notified to put forward a budget yet?
No.
That needs to be done immediately.
Okay.
And they don't, I mean, we have to have that by next meeting
Okay.
or before. And when you do that, send each department a copy of the century code describing what they're supposed to do.
As well as the fair, or not the fair, yeah, the fair board and the library and senior citizens.
And all of them, so that we have this.
It'll never happen.
Might take one to convert.
Well, at least it takes it one step where they can't say, I didn't know. Slow steps, I mean, we can help them out, and they got the forms that they need, you know. It's very easily, what do you need to run your office? I mean, what are going to be your expenses? That's all we need. We don't need the revenue or none of that. We need the, what do you think it's going to take to run the office? Here's what it took last year. Here's what you had left. Here's what's it going to take.
Don't be asking how much the bill is gonna be. 'cause
Yeah.
it'll matter.
That's right.
Just say it's gonna be way less.
Well, and we still have to maintain a zero net increase, so for certainly the budgets, I think we should ask for a 2% decrease in all budgets.
A what?
A 2%, I know, no, I'm just talking here. I think we should ask for a 2% decrease in all budgets.
Yeah, 'cause we don't know at all how much state aid is going to go down.
What's that?
We don't have any idea how much state aid is going to go down.
We don't even know for sure how much, that's the variable, we don't even know how much state aid we're gonna receive for 2016, so we don't know
Officers.
how much carryover there's gonna be in the 2016 budget.
If any.
Right. But it doesn't matter, for 2016, we just have to use the budgeted amount from what we budgeted, because all we know is 2000, for sure is 15.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that 2%, it's sure justified on not know, on the state aid for sure is gonna go down 10%, I think.
Right. But you know, when we do the budgets now, we just have to assume that we spent every dime from 2016, that there is no carryover from 16, that will come back in the 18 budget. The only carryover that we have, and really there's not supposed to be a carryover. The state mandated forms and the century code differ on how you're supposed to do the budget. Century code stipulates that all monies left in the budget will revert back to the unappropriated funds. And then that's the last step, is how much of unappropriated funds are you going to use in each budget before you determine the levy. But the forms the state puts out show the budget, show balances carrying forward, and that's not correct, according to, or according to Century Code, that's not correct. The only funds that can carry a balance forward are funds that have a future revenue draw. So we'll have to take that into account, but that's not the way the state form is to put out our, don't follow the guideline.
But how we're gonna do it when Samantha sends it out to each department asking for their budgets? Does she just tell them verbally they should do 2% less? Or should there be a cover letter?
There should probably be a cover letter, and that was it. I mean, if that's what we're looking for, maybe we're looking for more than that. What's going to be the decrease in funding? I mean, I don't know.
We don't know that right now.
No.
How much are they gonna force us to raise the mill on the valuation?
Well,
Won't be much.
well, with that Central Plains plant, what the hell do you got coming in?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a big,
$22 million.
was it 22 million? That's, I don't know what that works out to dollar-wise, but it's a big increase.
Well, what's the value of the county?
About 400 million, I think.
Right, so it's, what's that?
I don't know, 10% would be 5%.
Yeah. So,
5.5,
What is it?
so it could rate, and the farmland stayed about the same, and the rest of it stayed about the same, so. What were we at, 18?
18.4 maybe?
429.
18.
So 19,350 more than likely. I mean, if that's the percentage, it should.
Might be in that range.
Is that the first time it's been on the tax roll then?
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
came off.
it just came on, right? So yeah, that will increase.
Yeah, quite a bit.
No, that's not right though. Yeah, that is right. That will be
Yeah, that'd be the
value.
true and full value.
True and full value.
Yeah, what's that 20?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the number I remember.
That's kind of what I do too,
Yeah.
on that equalization meeting that was on there.
So if that's the case, we're somewhere in the 19.3 range. But that shouldn't make any difference. We still need to, in a dollar, we still need to maintain a zero net sum increase, and it would be nice if we could decrease it by a few percent. In anticipation for, the state funds that we're not gonna get won't be affect us until the following year, because we won't see the effect of it until 2016 is actually audited and closed out. So we won't see the effect of it in this year, but in this 17.
roughly a year from now.
It'll be next year when 2016 has been closed out, and we either see a shortfall or that's when it'll be the effect of it will be.
So, I mean, you're saying there should be a cover letter, but I'm not sure we have enough information to put out a cover letter.
No, we don't, and no, we don't.
So maybe just ask for the budgets, just without guidelines.
Yeah.
The overall structure of the day-to-day operation might change when we get everybody in that building over there. And to say that everybody needs to increase or decrease their budget by the same percentage is probably not true based on what the Secretary of State has done with recorders around the state and stuff like that. So I don't know that we want to
Good point, and on the
go
flip
down that trail yet.
and the flip side of that, the janitor and the custodial work will probably increase. So, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be an unfair burden on some departments and a bonus to other departments.
I think
so. Anyway,
Do you want to set the raises for the cost of living now? Am I supposed to research that,
I would imagine so that they can include that into their budget.
or just let them?
But you figured it out, the COLA increase, you know where on the web to look for that, don't you?
Bureau of Labor Statistics. Or if somebody gets the Bloomberg letter, it's in there all the time. I don't get it anymore, I used to.
Yeah, you could probably just tell us the number that it's supposed to be.
yeah, I know, it's very.
I don't think it's changed much this year. I mean,
Pretty flat.
everything's been pretty damn flat, I think.
COLA. Roman COLA, no?
We're probably gonna have to do it right now.
You know, health insurance will go up.
Dental.
What's that?
Dental.
But that's the different, isn't the dental a different health insurance program? A voluntary one. So we won't have to budget for that, I guess.
No.
Okay.
It was 1.7 last year, correct?
That sounds right.
Sounds like 1.3.
I think it was 1.7.
K&J Flooring has got the blueprints.
How did you figure that out? On your phone?
Huh?
How did you figure that out?
On your phone.
Okay. That's a good phone.
Well, look, I text Bob.
Oh.
All items unadjusted,
0.
1%. 12-month ending in May 16.
Yep, and projected to the end of the year 0.
Yeah.
And gasoline,
See what?
and gasoline prices. So there is no increase.
Okay.
Okay, it's not deflation, then.
Something back. Especially for the commissioners, if there was deflation.
Yeah.
Deflation would hurt bad, wouldn't it?
After the end of the year.
Fluctuating between minus 0.2% and plus 0.2% for an overall projected increase of zilch, it says. Must be a German number. So,
As of now, it's projected to be nothing. But the good news is, it says it's projected to be 3% in 17.
That's hard to believe.
That is hard to believe.
It's gonna cost money to build that wall, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Not, okay. They went to K&J Flooring when they were bidding EOC finish work. Ron had me get it to them.
Well, I know it kind of went back and forth. I thought maybe K&J was the one that gave them to you, but you've had yours set for.
No, hers are pretty pristine, so they're not,
Oh, yeah,
they're,
okay,
yeah,
yeah, 'cause
they're
the
not a
K&J
work.
Not
is-
a work site.
No.
Okay.
So you would like the 2017 budget on the agenda for next meeting? Is that all?
Well, and Rotunda.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get Rotunda.
Yep.
No problem.
Okay, anything else?
Move we adjourn.
Been moved by Sean, that we adjourn. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Ron. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned at 2:51 PM, July 8th, 2016. Next regular meeting will be July 22nd at 1 PM.